What up, boys and girls? Welcome back to a new episode, the first episode ever, not only of Creeps of the Crypt revisited, but of no, that doesn't make sense. Here we go.
Into the Crypt After Dark.
Something. I don't know. I was because this is our first episode on Patreon exclusive, and this is basically, and we're revisiting old episodes of Tales from the Crypt that we did podcasts on. So the first 3 seasons or 4 seasons? First 3 seasons, because we didn't film ourselves talking about it. And so we're doing episode 1, the pilot episode titled "The Man Who Was Death," that aired on June 10th, 1989. It was part of a 3-part premiere. It was the first one to premiere supposedly online. As I said when we first did the podcast, I remember "And All Through the House" being the first one, but everyone online saying that "The Man Who Was Death" was the first one. Maybe I missed that one, and I only remember "And All Through the House" because it was so fantastic and great. But whatever. "The Man Who Was Death" was directed by Walter Hill and written by Walter Hill and Robert Renee, I think. That's how I pronounce the name. The guy only wrote an episode of 2 television series, and then he came up with the story for Demolition Man, which is pretty cool that he came up with the story, but he hasn't been involved in anything else.
Stallone classic. That's one of my favorite films from Stallone.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
It took me forever until I looked up, like, how the fuck does this 3 seashells things work? So it was like one of them is he used to use them to scoop, right? Scoop your ass, and then
no.
How's it go again? How do you use the 3 seashells?
They're saying now that he doesn't realize that they're actually not. They're just 3 buttons in the shape of seashells that you press, and it shoots like water. It cleans your butt.
Yeah. I think I stick with the old-fashioned way. Well, although bidets are really they come in handy, but I don't have one right now. I know you can install one on your seat.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's terrible.
That's how I knew about it when I first went to Japan, like 2015. It's like, oh shit, they got. Well, I hit this button. I was like, what does this button do? I was like, whoa, I got shot with the water up my ass.
When I was a kid, like 12, we moved to we were like, oh my God, because we lived in an attached house, and right. Then we moved to like a fucking a humongous house, and the neighborhood, all the houses were huge, and the town used to call us the pigs of the town, like because supposedly our neighborhood has so much money, even though after us every property that they built around us, like we were like the first. I guess you could technically, when you look at it, if I was to drive down there now, and I look at all the old houses, the way we get to my house, they were all small, right? And then you get to my road, and they're all humongous. But then, like after our property, our street, houses all over. Every house was humongous. Like there was a whole area across the street. They built like a huge. My friend lived there, like fucking mansion, just enormous houses. So it was like we were nothing. Like we were like whatever, nothing anymore. But at that time when we first moved in, they called us like the pigs. And I hung out made friends with these kids, and they lived at the end of the road. I went to their house, and I said, "Can I use your bathroom, or whatever?" And then, we went to the bathroom for some reason. And I said, "What is that?" Because it was a toilet, and next to the toilet was like a sink, but a toilet, but it was a sink. And I'm like, "What is that?" And then they started laughing at me. It goes, "You don't know that's a bidet?" And I was like, like, "What's a bidet?" So I saw a real one. And then a few years ago, I went to my parents on Christmas, and my dad was in the toilet, and when he got up or whatever, I looked and I was like, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a bidet." And I was like, "That's bootleg. Like, what is this garbage?" Like, you have like a hose attached to the. It's like
it's like those add-ons, right?
Yeah,
you put on the toilet seat.
Yeah,
right?
and then the seat is like bigger because it has like the hose. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is so bootleg.
I thought about buying one, but I was like, if we're gonna go all in, you might as well buy the actual bidet. But
you have to actually have one that's installed with the toilet if they have one. Like, the toilet comes, or like you had to install a separate one. Like these people had a separate one at that time. That was like fucking classy. It was like, wait, you have a you have a toilet just to clean your ass? Like this is like you take a crap and then you have another sink just for your butt? Like that's crazy. But hey,
For a
anyway.
second, I thought I was want to be one of those just open hole situations. You got to squat.
Oh, that's in China. In
Yeah, China, right?
Yeah, you go when you go to China and you go to a restaurant or whatever, there's just a fucking hole in the floor.
Yeah,
like a seat. But you can't sit on it because it's gross, dude. It's gross. But
we had it all. We had it all, Vic. We had a nice bidet. That's a class. That's classy.
Yeah. But this episode stars William Sadler. He's known for working mostly with Frank Darabont. And I guess they liked him so much in this that they added him to be part of the other series, the spin-off series that failed, which it was terrible. Anyway, Roy, what the fuck is his name? Brocksmith, or I don't even know what I wrote.
Roy Brocksmith. Yeah, I mean, he had a small little appearance, like the bartender. But
bartender.
I know him from Total Recall.
Yeah, Danny.
He had a little.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
a little scene in there.
Danny Minnick, who's the girl. She's the girl that later on in the episode, there's a guy on trial and his girlfriend. They're both on trial for killing the guy's wife, and she's the girl. And then later she showers, and I just wrote her name because I wrote Danny Minnick hot. And
that's how it summarizes it.
One more person, David Wall, who I only wrote his name down because I'm like, I don't think I mentioned him last episode, the first time we talked about it. But he is from Revenge of the Nerds. He was the dean in Revenge of the Nerds, a classic movie. And yeah, so
okay, yeah, he's in a couple of things too. He was in Heart Shots Part 2.
Well, I haven't
Charlie
seen
Sheen Rambo parody movie.
Yeah,
those are the times parody movies.
Part 2 is the first one is Top Gun parody. The original Hot Shots.
All right, yeah, that was that series from like I think it was like those line of producers, right? What's his name?
Not Mel Brooks.
Well, they were later to go on to do like the early scary movies before they just fell off a cliff and just killed the whole parody movie. Yeah, I think it worked on Naked Gun too.
I think they worked on a bunch of these.
It's this guy that shows up often in that time during that time frame as like a writer or producer. I forgot. But yeah, I'm spending too much time trying to look it up. But I think
something with an S. Seltzer.
Well, we'll edit it out here.
I think it's Seltzer.
David Zucker.
David Zucker. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and then those were the times. I love those times in the '90s with the parody movies. Some of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how the Naked Gun remake is going to do.
Oh yeah.
I know with what's his name, Liam Neeson, and Seth MacFarlane, I think, is producing it, but he's not directing it nor writing it. I think
we'll see. I mean,
that little scene from Ted 2 was pretty good.
Yeah,
the grocery scene.
I think he can do it if he does it, because what people forget, Leslie Nielsen was a real actor. He was not a comedian actor. He wasn't a so then when he did he just played it straight. Like he played it straight, but it was hilarious. And then he became like this comedian film guy. But like I think Leslie Nielsen can do it. I mean Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
I think Liam Neeson can do it. He can probably pull it off if he plays it off like I think it'll probably be funny and it'll be like, oh look, they did it. Like I think they could pull it off. And I think we're ready for a no holds barred comedy to bring comedy back to film, like days of like I mean the last real raunchy comedy I can think of off the top of my head is probably it's not even raunchy, but it's like American Pie. I'm pretty sure there's more than that after, you could say Step Brothers.
The early 2000s was filled with a lot of the kind of I guess you could consider raunchy. What would you consider raunchy? Just like I guess there's like naming gross stuff involved. Like obviously with the one with the thing with the pie, and then the thing from that one movie early on that the damn director from Joker did the road trip.
No.
And they had
he did Road Trip. Yeah, but that wasn't really raunchy. What was raunchy was the one he did after.
Oh yeah, there's a raunchy part in
Old
there.
School. That's good.
Old School. Old School's pretty good. I like Old School, but it's been a bit. The comedy movie scene has been kind of duds for a long
Yeah,
time. And
long
I can't
time.
think of the last really good
Oh,
comedy like people
I
talk
know
about.
one
Like
that the
even the one
one
that people talk about are a little bit overrated. I wasn't a big fan of like the what's that one movie the one with Seth Rogen the when the world was falling apart. I mean
oh that was
I saw it
good.
recently.
This is
It
the
was it had some good moments, but
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I only saw it once, but it was good. You see that? See those? That's another one. So I forgot there are those films like the one with Danny McBride, like Eastbound and Down. Like there's some things, some shows like Always Sunny. They could get away with shit that nobody else can because they've been grandfathered in from like
Yeah,
they
it's the
were.
only really good one right
I
now.
think they came into the air when Bill Clinton was president, or
Right.
like
I mean, I
no,
believe it. It's an old
George
show.
Bush was president in like 2000. Was like that show aired. They're like the 25th season. They're 25 years in. They're like the longest running comedy show ever, and good for them. Because he goes, yeah, it's a great show. But what I was thinking about one comedy you mentioned, and I'm like, okay, there's more. There's a Danny McBride ones. There's like Pineapple Express. There's This Is the End. Those are the Seth Rogen
There was
ones.
that. Yeah, those are that era, and like maybe like what 2010s,
But
right?
then
2010s.
before that, I remember the one with this like a Euro trip.
Yeah.
That was one. That's a good one. Johnny isn't home. Oh no, Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't. Is it Johnny or Sammy? I don't know what's his name.
It's been a while since he now. I mean, there's been a few like that floating around, and a few odds and ends. I
And
mean,
then
even
Ted.
what was that one? The high school one. The one early Chris Evans was in was probably one of the
Oh
actually
yeah,
not that
not
bad. Going
another
back to
teen
it,
movie.
yeah, that one was actually that bad.
No, that was pretty good. But
Going back to it,
yeah, I don't even know how we got into comedies and Leslie Nielsen, but you could
I
tell
guess cause like
this episode. I rewatched it. The Man Who Was
right.
Death with William Sadler, and I do think my rating's going to be higher. Funny enough, I looked up our ratings because you said what was our ratings, and I told you, and you were like, before we
So long
started.
ago, I had to remind myself.
Yeah, before we started this, Alan's like, I think my rating's going to be lower. I was like, oh, because I think mine's going to be a little bit higher for different reasons. Because I think I'm looking at it now in a perspective of like, I guess I have something to compare it to, the comic, and
Mhm.
I don't think it's worse than the comic. I don't think it's
I think it's
equal.
actually better than the comic.
Oh wow, I think it's equal to
Yeah.
the comic in a way, and I'm like, I like what the feeling he was going for, Walter Hill.
Mhm.
So I have to say, like, he's giving it. I mean, this is before Sopranos. This is before a lot of TV shows were dark, and we're being introduced to a bad guy as our main character throughout the entire thing. You know, so it's like he's navigating us through his world. It's about we start opens up with some guy crying in the fucking prison, and then they have interesting music. It's like carnival music, and I noticed that they have it for this one, and I think the third episode. So it's like we're getting into this weird, wacky world. It's kind of like carnival music, but it's not. But it sounds like a dun 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 dun. It sounds like you feel like you're like a carnival barker or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would normally say, Alan, tell us what this episode's about. But it's about an executioner, and he's telling us, that he's an executioner. He loves killing people. He doesn't have a problem with pulling the switches, and he loves it so much. And it's telling us about this guy he's about to kill who's crying and screaming and saying like, well, he got upset because he never got a raise and he drank a fifth of vodka or almost a quarter of vodka, and then he decided to go take revenge on his boss, and he shot and he accidentally not only did he kill the boss, but he killed the boss's secretary by accident. And then the guy's crying. The governor's gonna call. He's gonna call. He goes. The governor never calls, and then he goes. It's interesting, from that perspective. I have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the aspects I really like about it is just like, when I rewatched it again and got I guess I opened up a broader perspective of what they were going for was, I felt like like you said, the music definitely set the tone, I guess, to what we're gonna expect later on because it also gets played near the end too. I found it interesting how we got like it was more of the technique they were doing to tell the story because the story itself, I don't find it that great. but the way they told it in this episode and how the conventions or the filming technicality is like him. The main character, very charismatic. Will Sadler did a good job in this one. They film it where he's just he's like speaking out his thoughts and about things
He's
and
breaking the fourth wall from the
talking
beginning.
directly, kind of like to the audience, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you start slowly unraveling like the kind of person he is.
Yeah. And then so he goes to a bar and there's a guy there that loves to talk to him like he's a god, because the guy also likes the idea of killing people and like, what's it like, and he loves it. He just loves his job because he feels like that's his purpose in life, is to get rid of these people that are murderers and that deserve to die. And we end up finding out that because the last person he killed, they decided, they passed legislation to ban executions in that town or county, whatever, or state, in the state. So now he's out of a job. He wants to get his old job because he's like, that's the part I like in a way, because like maybe he wouldn't have. It's really interesting that this part was like, I don't know. But they say, you can't get your old job. He's like, well, I thought, I can't have my old job. He's like, you trained the guy. Like, we can't fire the guy that you trained to take that job so you could take this job. And now, like, I'll give you a letter of recommendation. And he's like, so now I don't have any job. Like, so it's like more like since he became unemployed, if he would have gotten another job, maybe he wouldn't have killed anybody. Right? Maybe he would just take care of the generators because he likes electricity. That's why they changed it from the comic. Because if we look at the original source material, in the comic, The Man Who Was Death, obviously the first panel is the electricity, and he is killing somebody in the electric chair right here. And his name is different in the comic than it is in the episode. In the episode, his name is Niles Tibbet. In the comic, his name is Edgar Bowman. Edgar Bowman was the executioner at state prison. But anyway, enough. He kills anyway in the comic. In the comic, he likes the electric chair, but he'll do anything. He travels to different states to do different types of executions. They all know him and they bring him over. In this scene, it's like, he goes, Edgar Bowman's fame spread to nearby states. Prisons sent him invitations to attend their executions as guest of honor. In this state, we have a gas chamber. Would you care to release the gas? I certainly would, sir. It will be a new experience for me. Although in the episode, he says, I don't like any other way but electricity, because he goes, gas chamber, that's for a dog or a cat or a pet, He's like, not for a man. And also he kills women in the comic. In the comic, he kills women too. It's not just men. And this he works in the male prison, so we only see him electrocute one guy. But obviously later on, when people start getting off, when he loses his job, like he does here. But here he doesn't really lose his job. People just are not being electrocuted. They're not being found guilty of murder in the comic.
Yeah, that's the difference between this one and this was more clearly on the nose that this guy really into his job, and it's just really genuinely upset that nobody's getting the death penalty lately.
And then in the comic, it's also kind of clear, like they're showing the bottom panel, left panel. This guy loves execution in general. I mean, look, he's got all these things hanging on his wall. He's got a medieval axe. He's got a sword. He's got like what was that thing called? Would they off with his head and they would release that thing? I forgot what it's
guillotine,
called. Guillotine, right? Yeah. He has the blade of a guillotine. He just loves it. He looks like a comic book villain.
Clearly, made out to be that way. It looks like it. He's really all about it. Yeah. Not much of a redeeming value on this guy. Not as charismatic as the episode version we're talking about here.
He's funny looking, actually. I don't know. I've seen this look. Like, this is not original, or maybe it was original here, and somebody took inspiration for another character. But this is like a normal. I mean, I'm saying I've seen that look before, and I could just look in the mirror. Yes, I've seen that look several times before. I don't know where I've seen it before. Where have I seen that? That makes sense. That was funny enough is that the guy here looks like Roy Brocksmith at the bottom right panel. The one that gets electrocuted.
Oh, yeah. The guy, trying to climb over a fence.
He goes, an executioner, of course, that's what I am. And since I am, I'll execute. The night That night, as Jasper Jones walked home from work, just 3 weeks after a jury freed him, his hand will touch the iron fence gate, and when it does, and then he dies. I thought that was pretty cool. This one,
This was a cool part that they kind of
Yeah.
like riffed a little bit, but made it different.
Yeah,
the
that's
guy taking a shower and he gets
yeah.
electrocuted.
That's
Like,
another.
gets the electrical currents through the water.
That's another thing. So like they took little elements. The fence, they used it.
Oh yeah.
They used
Yeah.
Walter Hill used the fence where he touches the fence. It was the biker, right? It was the biker that got out. It was the biker's name was James Flood. Funny enough, that biker is always a biker in every movie he's ever been in. I think he was in Terminator 2, and he was in Stone Cold as a biker. He's always a biker. So he's like, yeah, and then he gets when they say this is the biggest bullshit about it. They're like, they let him go because there was a typing error on the warrant. Not because there was something, it said there was a typing error. I said a typing error got him off murder. And then it was like, that's some bullshit. And then the girl goes, you killed my brother. He goes, he was a fag.
That guy had me cracking up.
I was like, what the fuck? So he's the one that gets electrocuted. And then, Niles is like, I like bikers. It reminds me of the old time cowboys or whatever. I was like, yeah, they're going to kill him. And then the girl and the guy later on, because it only kills 2 people after, like, really, technically, because it's a short episode. But like that guy gets electrocuted. Then the next person he kills is the couple that get off of murder for murdering his wife. And at first, I think the last time we filmed this, I said I recorded this. I said I don't remember if they were guilty or not. But no, they were guilty because when he goes to them and she screams, and he goes, I find you guilty of murdering your wife or whatever. She goes, it was his idea.
They kind of just told on themselves once like he showed up in the near the jacuzzi that they were celebrating getting off murder.
But yeah, they did that death here in this.
That was cool.
It's
been kind of cool to see the shower version of this. But they were in a jacuzzi, and they got electrocuted in there.
And this one is not done in the episode, I don't think, or maybe it was supposed to be, which was the girl. But no, this one's an interesting one. I'm not sure how this would have worked at all.
Yeah, that's true. There was a point where he was almost gonna get the chick that was dancing at a club, but it got interrupted or it didn't work out.
He got caught. This guy in the comic. He got a little too happy. They were already onto him. They go, "Isn't it weird how every single person that was getting killed is like, oh,
right.
You're right. We'll guard her at night." So the girl that got off was Betty something. I think that was the girl that she got off earlier. And then he's like, "Oh, I got to get her too," because he got everybody that they found not guilty. So then he's like, "This execution will have to be my masterpiece. Police will try to stop me, but I must not let them. This will require some thought." And he basically gets caught, and he just starts whining like a bitch at the end of it. And that's the same way they did, exactly the same way as the comic. So they stood very truthful to the comic. I will
very
say.
much so, and they gave the main character a bit more of a personality. And I don't know, you may relate to him. It's like a normal dude that kind of, like you said, maybe makes you think like what would happen if he didn't get fired or what. I mean, I think he already kind of had it in him, but like he had like a higher sense of self worth or strength or thoughts about justice. I guess he felt like he was being sent from a higher power, I guess, to do this.
I think in the comic they say that. I don't think in the episode he says that. I think in the episode
they didn't say it, but I felt like he had that frame of mind.
Yeah, I think so too. In a way, I think somebody might have mentioned in a way like you're doing God's work or something. But there's a scene in the bar. Oh, that's a fucked up scene too, where he goes, I'm happy that biker got killed afterwards, right? And they always say that. He goes, they always say that minorities are the ones that end up getting most of the punishment from the whatever. He says like mostly only targets minorities or whatever. He goes that ain't whatever. And William Sadler's like, well, when I'm done with them, they're all pretty dark. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That made me laugh.
Yeah,
it just makes me think. Yeah, like rotisserie chicken. It's just I'll get fried up. They'll look dark.
So he gets caught
Yeah,
at
that's
the
a great
end,
line.
and they find out that the governor has reinstated the electric chair. It's not just for him; they just brought it back because people, crime was coming up, I guess, going up again. And
Hmm.
he's like, it's like one of those Twilight. I mean, not Twilight Zone. One of those weird things where he's like his realization that he's gonna die, and then he's the bitch, like in the beginning of the episode. So it is kind of there's a twist because I remember
It's a
somebody
little it's more of an
irony,
Yeah,
yeah,
like an
well,
iron. Yeah.
yeah, because so that he starts crying and he goes, "You know me, you would have done the same thing, you did, I did what you wanted to do," and it was like he
Yeah,
dies.
thinking like he's gonna get off because he worked there.
Yeah, that's so fucked up in a way. It's kind of fucked up. But
Right.
honestly, it's not a bad episode. I just don't think it should have been the pilot episode. If anything, it probably should have been the last episode of the season. Better than that piece of garbage last episode we did get instead of
Oh
the.
God. Yeah.
But
The one with the old couple and
yeah,
the what
if
was it, the stuffed animals or whatever?
the taxidermist. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's just that the second episode is so fantastic. It overshadows the
That would have been a good
entire.
start.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect opening to the show. But what can I say? Whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna give this.
I think that explains why we were harsh on it a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe not as me, but yeah, I think I opened up more to this episode. It's solid. I think it was really well done on a technical level, like just the way that they filmed it and directed it, the way they wrote the main character. Definitely was good. It's just not a story that stuck with me enough to rewatch multiple times. But I gotta respect what they did. I think it's well directed compared to like some of the other ones we've talked about that are, yeah, it was kind of lacking in direction or any kind of style at all. It just felt like they were just filming on sets, just like the taxidermist, kind of like that.
you hear that?
Oh, you put, yeah. What was that?
I just agreed with you.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
That's
So yeah, what were you gonna give your rating there?
no,
What
no.
was your rating on that one?
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. I'm gonna go up. Originally, mine was
Yeah,
2 out of 5.
I think my still stands. I'm gonna stick with that same one. It's solid.
Yeah,
It's solid.
it's a solid episode. You think about. Oh, also, I forgot to mention. I've told you because I rewatched it a while ago, and I messaged you, and I go, you know what? I realized there's a song in this episode that sounds like the song that that was used in Pulp Fiction. That's like this sounds like the song that Quentin Tarantino used in Pulp Fiction. Tarantino uses a song, but I don't know which one came out first. But it's almost exactly the same song. I forgot. I actually had it on my Spotify. I was like, let me see. I'll tell you who wrote it.
Yeah. I
Oh, I
I,
didn't
I remember
download
you
it on the
mentioned that.
site.
I remember you mentioned that before. I gotta hear what it sounded like again. I know for sure it's not that song from the ape scene, but
Yeah, I don't
but
have
yeah,
Spotify with
I
me.
know it was one of those ones that he likes to use with
Hold on. I'm
some of
gonna
the
play from
obscure
my
movies
phone,
or
but because I don't have to. I had to. I had to redo my computer after I bought a new
oh, it was a
computer.
big mess, folks.
Bought a computer.
All ended up being a BIOS issue. You
Yeah,
gotta make sure you update your BIOS, people.
bought a new computer for nothing. Wait a second. Why does it say there's an updated episode?
Hey, it was good to have a good backup.
Yeah, and I have 2 computers. Spent a lot of money for nothing. Let me see. It's in my. I have to download Spotify on this computer.
After all that, and you shitting on my mini PC.
Yeah, well, yeah. You
Karma,
asking me
bitch.
to
Karma.
give you my computer. He's like, send me the computer. I'm like, I'm not fucking sending you. I've paid like $1,400 on this shit. I'm not just gonna mail it to you. It was like fucking 600. Yeah. Let me see.
That's funny.
Where is this?
Nah, I wouldn't have expected you to, but
Hold on.
I had to get a good laugh on asking.
80s Christmas. You.
I kind of forgot because sometimes I got a bad memory. But what was the thing that stripper did that
I don't
she
know.
almost got killed for?
I don't remember. That I don't remember.
No,
Let me
I have to
see.
rewatch that part. I
What
know.
the fuck is this song? NY.
It was,
I have a playlist called Weird, and I don't find that weird playlist.
yeah, I don't think it said, but Go Dancer.
Oh, here it is.
And I know she was next on the list, but when like he threw the switch, like nothing happened.
Yeah. Hold on. Sirens.
Oh,
Like
at the
usual.
fire department.
The fuck is
was burning.
He actually is like 16 minutes into the episodes where he kills the first guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot was a little bit of build up and just kind of, I guess, world building into his world.
He does mention why. Hold on, let me see. He
Might
doesn't
get a
say.
second monitor.
He doesn't say how she died, but what she did. He just said the jury let her go, and she's a bitch. That's all. So here's the song.
Cry and beat a bitch.
Here's the song. I have to play it through here, but when I edit it, I won't play it through my phone. This is the song from, and it's going to be on Patreon only, so I don't have to worry about. So this is the song that was in the episode. That is from
the episode.
It is from. It's a but it's a different band because when I looked up the song that Tarantino has on Pulp Fiction, it's a band that actually plays it. But this is the song.
A few moments later.
This is the television show, right?
All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
let's see the other one.
This is the Pulp Fiction. I knew it.
The level of autism we got here. Oh, yeah, it does sound like it.
It isn't. It's not the same. It's
you like well, maybe it's the higher quality of the audio. The guitar sounds
no, it's different. It's like distorted and shit. But obviously, I don't know if Rumble. I know I had this on my Shazam. I know who actually sang it. Oh, here it goes. Rumble, Link Ray. So Link Ray probably came out before this guy. Rumble, Link Ray. It's right here. It's in the fucking. It's when they're eating at the fucking.
The diner?
Jack Rabbit Slims.
Oh, right.
Martin and Lewis.
I believe your husband,
Second handle.
I believe your boss, my husband.
God damn, it's a pretty fucking good milkshake.
Told you.
I don't know if it was worth $5, but it was pretty fucking good.
That's a good price right now these days.
I know.
They're like $10, $10
like
for this milkshake probably right now.
Milkshake now. Oh shit, that's my girl. I miss you, baby.
Hey.
I miss you, honey bunny. That's my honey bunny. Anyway, so
I was refreshing
that's
that page.
That was the episode. 1 hour.
Wow.
We talked like,
no, it's probably less with the.
Oh yeah.
Spent like 20 minutes trying to find this song.
But yeah, I know people are gonna be like, "You fucking losers! Did you know? Was this you loser? Me? Yeah, no, I didn't know. Anyway,
I don't think most people knew.
Okay, I heard it. Yeah, or cared. Yeah, I heard it. I caught it. I remember. I'm gonna edit it probably.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you for remembering though.
Yes,
it's interesting to see how these parallels happen though.
You're the second person to say I have autism, so I probably do have autism. But
I just say it as a joke because people use that.
I definitely have.
When people really get intense on certain small little minute things like music choices. But no, it's a big detection. It's a good detection you had there.
I mean, it's so obscure. It's in the background of a scene that's just about ice cream. You know, like it's like, and I'm like, I know that song. Like it's like that's from Pulp Fiction, and it was Pulp Fiction. I knew it was fucking Pulp Fiction. Sorry, I had to go through that shit.
Now he's cleansed.
Palate cleanse, time to go. Anyway, guys, that was the episode revisiting episode 1 and revisiting Pulp Fiction. That's the episode revisiting episode 1, The Man Who Was Death. 3 out of 5 for both of us. Pretty good. Shouldn't have been the pilot. Still believe that it should not have been the pilot. All Through the House should have been the pilot. It was badass. I mean, it was basically the pilot because they aired 3, and 2 and 3 were fantastic. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys.
Good lineup.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this little episode.
Peace.
Peace.